All right, welcome everyone to another Tuesday review, and this time I have a game for you, a game by a developer of another game I've reviewed, and another game that I absolutely love, and this game is called... Alright, the game is called Pharaoh Rebirth. Actually, Pharaoh Rebirth Plus, that's what I think it's actually known as. That's what it comes up, it's Pharaoh Rebirth Plus. I don't know what the plus is, I don't know what the regular one was, I have no clue. But this is the game, and this game actually has some of the developers from Toho Luna Nights that made this game, and it is interesting. We'll put it that way. It's an interesting game. We play as Jonathan. It's Jonathan's adventure, and we basically have to save the world. So let's go ahead and get into it. I have played and beaten this game. I completed this game, finished it. I'm going to go ahead and start a brand new game instead of continue my save file. You can only have one save file at a time. Unfortunately, you can't have multiple save files, which is a bit of a downer. So you couldn't have a save file, then try again. There's no new game plus, unfortunately. But delete, go ahead. New game. You got easy, normal, and hard. I recommend normal, actually, because it's a bonus level, especially a bonus level that is very difficult. So I would not want to do that on hard. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. Starting the game. And you notice our character is a bunny. It's an anthropomorphic bunny. Jonathan is a human who was cursed to be a bunny, essentially. And all of our attacks involve our ears, basically. Our ears are our weapon. So we attack with the ears. The ears also are our special abilities. We eventually get a double jump. It involves the ears. You eventually get the ability to latch on to hooks that involve the ears becoming chains. You get the ability to glide, which your ears become like a paper airplane type thing, like a glider. And you just kind of glide across. It all involves the bunny ears. And it's kind of wonderful. And so the whole point of this is we're basically going to try to find this treasure, try to explore these ruins, find any treasure here, find any relics here, and we end up getting cursed again along with our arch nemesis. We both end up getting cursed. And the funny thing is we've both already been cursed. He's been cursed to be a turtle, we've been cursed to be a bunny, and it happened at the same time. It was all because apparently we tried to open a sarcophagus and we got cursed into being animals. Kind of unique, kind of fun. I like how they have this premise as to why you're playing as a bunny in a world of people. Yeah, one cool thing about attack is you can just sit there and spam the spin attack in the air. Now your spin attack is not as strong as your regular attack when you're on the ground. So when you're on the ground attacking, you do more damage, but your spin attack will be a good way to kind of rack up a lot of hits mid-air. You can also hit projectiles, which is kind of nice. You also get those puzzle pieces down there. So hold on, if we go here, boom, we collect those. There's 4 in each level. I've not collected all in each level because one level was a pain in the butt. I don't want to try to collect it. Just not doing it. You also get sub-weapons too, but instead of pushing up, you have to push a different button on the controller. I have it set to Y on my Xbox controller right now. I will tell you with controls, the game controls very smooth. Smooth, responsive controls. You don't get to change the controller setup once you've already run the game. When you open the game, a box will pop up asking if you want to configure stuff, if you want to run the game, and that's where you change your controls. Once you're in the game, your controls are set. Now, every time you start the game, you have a chance to change your controls. So you just close the game, restart it, go into the menu, change the controls before running the game, and you'll be fine. Now, the spikes in here will not one-shot you, but the spikes in every other section will. They will do more damage than you will ever have health. And this is our opponent. This is the turtle. It's Andre, and he's French, apparently. So they're really going for an Indiana Jones and Belloc from Raiders of the Lost Ark kind of antagonists, kind of like arch rivals in archaeology kind of thing. He's damaging this property here. What the heck? We just found this ancient city that no one's found before. And he's sitting there shooting it all up with a helicopter. I'm going to talk about this too. There's a bit of dialogue. It doesn't happen too often, but it will happen fairly regularly. That heart right there, that kind of purplish looking heart, that's going to increase the red bar, which is our mana meter, which governs our sub-weapons. You'll find green ones too that will increase your health. You definitely want to find those. It's very much has a Metroidvania kind of feel. More where you select each location as opposed to travel all the way back to each location. You definitely want to go back to other levels when you get new abilities, explore, find what you weren't able to access before, because you'll find all kinds of good stuff, new sub-weapons. You also, if you go into our menu, we've got collection items. Some collection items will actually have effects, like you get ink and paper, like an ink, feather and paper, and combined it allows you to actually create a map. And so you'll actually have a map to see a level where you've been. And the map will clue you in sometimes into where you can go, where you can find items, and that's kind of a cool feature right there. You can go through and try to collect everything, complete everything. You can go through and just get whatever and complete the game. It's up to you. You don't have to, but you do have that option to explore, to look around, to find all the collection items and get that completely filled in if you're a completionist. Now, there is no point to killing all the enemies. I will tell you right now, you don't gain experience. It's not that kind of Metroidvania. There's no experience. They find items to increase your attack. You'll pretty much unlock kind of cool stuff for collecting those collectibles right there, which is kind of a nice feature. A nice incentive to collect all those things, get them all. There's a lot of humor in the dialogue. The dialogue happens every so often. It's not enough to become obnoxious, but there's interesting stuff in the dialogue. There's actually one point where he actually joins our party, and we play one level as the rabbit, and then one level as Andre. He plays a lot different, let me tell you. So that's kind of an interesting feature right there. And they're both doing two sections at the same time, so there's a dialogue that happens between them that you kind of are on one side for the time you play as the rabbit, and the other side is when you play as Andre, and it's humorous. It is so funny. And now we're going to fight him, because he's trying to kill us with a helicopter, apparently. Every boss battle is like a pattern. There's a way to avoid it. Some are harder than others. But once you get the patterns down, the bosses aren't too bad, but they're still fairly difficult. One thing about the collectibles too is some will actually upgrade your attack, some will actually upgrade your defense. So you'll take less damage and deal more damage. So that's kind of cool. The collectibles are what this game is about, and they will help you out immensely. There's a little fun feature I discovered too in this game also. I keep attacking him. He's like, dude, Jonathan, there's no reason to hurt Andre that much, you know? Okay, get it, but leave him alone. So we find this too, and this guy's gonna curse both of us, both me and the turtle, and we're going to have like 7 days, I think 7 days to live. And we gotta find these 7 Holy Grail artifacts, and then we eventually have to face off against him. I will say there is one level that drove me absolutely nuts. It adds a vehicle part, which wouldn't be so bad in itself. You're basically platforming with a moving vehicle, which is interesting, okay? It has somewhat of a Battletoads-esque kind of feel to it, but not as hard. And then you add enemies. Okay, so you have to, be careful of the enemies and more kind of land on them with the car than hit them with the car, because they could do damage to you also. But then it adds a shooting mechanic, and that part gets annoying as can be. It took me forever to get past this, and when I did, I was like, I'm done. I never want to do this level again. I don't care what collectibles are here. I don't care what else is here. I'm out. Other than that, that level aside, this game was fun. I enjoyed the platforming. Not a perfect game. I will definitely say that. It's not a perfect game, but it's enjoyable. It is time well spent. It's money well spent. It's not super long. I mean, you have a little bit of extra content if you go through and try to get all the collectibles. There is a bonus level after you beat the main boss, and a bonus boss as well. There is also a boss rush you can go through. Adds a little more extended playtime. It's definitely worth getting. It's worth playing. I recommend it. It's a fun game. Absolutely. It could do without the vehicle level, or at least parts of the vehicle level, but you might enjoy that. You might find it easier than I did. But overall, the game was fun. But that's my review, and I thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like the video if you liked it. If you didn't, be sure to thumbs it down. Be sure to comment as well. It definitely helps the algorithm on the video to get noticed with more comments, so I do appreciate that. Subscribe if you want to. If you don't want to, then by all means, don't subscribe. I just appreciate you watching this video, making it all the way to the end, and we'll see you next time. But until then, stay awesome, and we will see you then.